Bitcoin will crush gold and silver and the precious metals in 2026. This is what the market is predicting, right? This comes from Polymarket. Look at this, right? The biggest prediction market in the world, and they're saying basically 59% chance, 59% chance that by January 1st, 2027, right? Polymarket says Bitcoin will outperform gold. Wow, look at that. And we all know how accurate Polymarket is, because in the last 24 hours before the invasion or the kidnapping or the arrest, whatever you want to call it, of Nicolas Maduro, the president of Venezuela, three people bet like $30,000 each on Polymarket and ended up winning like $600,000, right? There are a lot of insiders, a lot of whales, people with inside information betting heavily on Polymarket, right? Why would it's pretty outsized and unnormal return, right? Why would you bet $30,000 on Polymarket that Nicolas Maduro was going to be taken by the United States by the end of January, right? That's a pretty big bet, and they won $600,000. It's obviously insiders. So why is the market now pricing that Bitcoin would outperform gold? And by the way, gold, I'm not expecting a down year. Like, I'm expecting gold to actually move up, to pump, like move above $5,000, $6,000. If gold is going to have like a 20%, 40%, even 50% gain, and the market's pricing in a very good chance Bitcoin outperforms gold, then where is Bitcoin going? So in today's episode, I'm going to be talking about both Bitcoin, gold, and silver. This is me. I just went to the largest silver gold market in China, in Asia, and that's probably the largest retail market in the world. That's me again, right there, with on-the-ground reports of what's happening to gold, silver, platinum. But first, let's, as always, start off with Bitcoin and see where we are going with that. Folks are getting excited by this bounce. My position for the last 2 or 3 weeks has, 1.5 months, has basically been that in the medium term, I am expecting a big bounce, a big move up with likely a new all-time high in 2026. But do I think we have bottomed? I think somewhere at 80K or just below is the bottom. So I would like to see, as always, a dip to 79, 78K, knock out those leverage longs here, flush them out, and make a double bottom, and then up we go. Can we go up without a double bottom here? Yeah, we can. So then in that case, this would be a higher high, higher low, and we need a second higher high here to confirm. So we need to definitely break this 91K, 92K massive resistance, get to around here, get to probably around 100K, right? That would give us a higher high, higher low, higher high scenario. So just to confirm, I'm not saying it could go up or down. What I am saying is, for the folks who are calling for a crash to 74K or even lower to the 60s, I'm saying that's the least likely probability. So I lean towards a big bounce and even a new all-time high. I think that scenario is small probability. If we do dip down, we get to about 78, 79. Everybody's waiting for 74. That target will get front run. Whales will come in at 78, 79, right? Buy the dip and up we go. Or the other way we bounce up or make even a new all-time high is we do just a higher bottom here and up we go. So either way, double bottom or higher bottom, I'm looking for a move up here, right? But just keep in mind, we could get rejected at 92, right? Come back, go to 78, 79, and then double bottom. Everybody gives up, and up we go, right? So I am saying the 74K or 65K, those super bearish calls, in my opinion, is probably the least likely scenario. But what signals are we seeing on Bitcoin that makes me think this could happen? So for example, here is the Bitcoin inner exchange flow pulse. What it simply means is when when funds or money flow out of spot exchanges into derivative exchanges, such as options trading, right? So when money flows out of spot exchanges where people are just buying or selling spot Bitcoin, buying to hold Bitcoin, they move into options trading, then that means the bullish sentiment has returned, especially for the whales, right? And this signal, when it turns green, that means markets have bottomed and we're going to a bull run. When it turns red, like here, it signals, right, a downturn. Although it's not very good at calling tops, like here, like it turned green here, right? It turned red. Yeah, you might think that's a good signal. Turn green again. And it didn't really go green till here, right? Here, I mean, yeah, that was a little dip. Here was a good call, but it turned red too early here. Turned red too early here, and turned red too late here, right? But it calls bottoms pretty well. Like when it turns green here, well, that was a good run. Turns green here, that was a good run. Turns green here, that was a very good bottom call. Here, 15K bottom, very good run. This green was right at the top, so that's a failed signal. This bottom call was pretty close to the bottom. So we're still in red territory, but what if this signal turns green? I mean, like it's gone for a long stretch in the red now. Like sometimes these reds, they just last like 3, 4, 5 weeks. Now it's been like 3 or 4 months, right? The longest we've had, even in bear markets. Even in bear markets, it's like, right, 6, 7 months. We are almost there. Like this is like 5 to 6 months, right? And the longest one we've seen is here, the 2022. But look, it started too early. It started when Bitcoin was still at around like 50K area. So so what if this turns green? And we're not too far away from that signal. And one more chart I want to show you guys before we get to gold and silver is this chart on Bitcoin movements. But before we get to all of that, first let's answer the question of which crypto exchange does Pablo He-Man use? Well, Pablo uses this exchange that's non-KYC. That means you don't need to show any ID. That means even the exchange can't see who you are. That means you don't need to show any ID. So the exchange can't see you. The IRS can't see you. Tax office can't see you. FBI, CIA, nobody can see you. Total privacy. That's why Pablo made this link with them, right? Trade only on the Pablo He-Man link. And we can see that just by depositing, right, $100 and do some trading, get $20 bonus, right? Deposit $1,000, get $200 bonus by doing some trading. Deposit $2,000, get $200 futures bonus by doing some trading. You get the idea, folks. Limited time only. This deal finishes on 9th of January. And now, if you're watching this on YouTube right now, then the link is in the description below. But if you're watching on some other platform, such as this one, that's okay. Just click on my profile page, and there is my link tree or Stan link, and it should be the first deal that pops up because this is a great deal. Okay, let's get back to the markets, folks. But just remember, this deal is only available on the Pablo He-Man link. Only on the Pablo link. So the chart I was showing folks is this. The problem with a lot of charts that we're seeing right now saying that whales are buying, sharks are buying, like the chart I presented to you a few days ago, is that they are also counting the wallets of major exchanges such as, you know, Binance or OKX. And if they consolidate their smaller wallets into, say, for example, they have 10 Bitcoins here, 100 Bitcoins here, and they pull all of them together, then it would form a large wallet. And then the system would look at that and says, well, there are more whale wallets now. Whales are buying. But that's probably not true. That's just exchanges, right, consolidating their wallets. So this chart is more reliable in that it basically only counts the non-exchange wallets, right? And these are the whale wallets, which are 1,000 Bitcoins or more. And we can see that when they turn into buy mode, the market tends to bottom, right? And when they turn into selling mode, here was Bitcoin at 126K, it tends to top. And here they've turned into selling mode, right? They haven't turned into buying mode just yet, but we can see that we're now on the way to less selling. We're on the way now to basically to going to zero. And see, these things always go from deeply negative to back to zero, and then back to buying, heavy buying, right? Then go to zero, and then go to heavy selling, and then go to zero, going to buying, right? Right now we are, even though they're still selling, but we are moving from deep selling back to on our way back towards zero. That's how I see the chart. So this is for dolphins. Dolphins are, investors holding 100 coins or more. Some call them sharks, some call them dolphins. And they're basically at the steepest point of selling right now, and they're probably about to turn up. They're probably gonna, like, when you have really steep buying, then it turns, slopes down. We're sloping down, and then we're going to slope up. So according to this chart, no signal is 100%. If we combine this chart and this chart, right, the signal, what that's saying to me is that the green signal is not here just yet, right? We want to see this to go to zero and start getting into positive territory. The green signal, the buy signal is not, I wouldn't say the buy signal. The green signal of a new leg up in the bull market is not quite here yet, but we've spent enough time for me to think that it is coming, that we're not too far away. Like, I don't even want to say like first quarter of 2026. Like, could be end of January, could be start of February, right? Within weeks, within like 3 or 4 weeks, we probably start making that next leg up, and we get the solid green signals from a lot of these signals. And remember, they could be late. And we could have bottomed. That's possible. I'm just presenting both scenarios, even though I am saying I'm expecting a move up. I'm just not sure if we bottom at 78, 79, double tap of 80K, or was this and this the bottom, being 80K and then 84K, a higher bottom, and up we go.